Last time on Baldur's Gate 3, we became the undead sorcerer Drandy Drowman, we killed Spider-Man, finally arrived at Moonrise Towers, met J. Jonah Jameson, watched some nurses unalive their own teacher, did the trials of Shah, killed some big devil guy, got drunk with an exploding fat dude, went to a spooky prison to free some wing lady, defeated Omni-Man, only for him to summon the God of Death, which we also kicked its butt, and a whole bunch of other things, and now we have to save Baldur's Gate from total destruction. No pressure. Hi, howdy, and hello, and welcome back to the final act of our Baldur's Gate 3 journey. I am Barry, the dead man that took way too long to finish this game, but today we venture and finally enter the greatest city in all of Faerun, Baldur's Gate. But before we do that, Drandy needs to let off some steam by killing some more Gith, because they're still pissed off at us for blowing up their base.
Smash him! Good job. Reckless attack. Executioner. He dead? Yeah, he dead. Not enough. What do you mean not enough? Okay. Shoot it from the back. Oh, I'll do that. What about that? Okay, you could have. You could have. Fresh orders. Fresh orders. Kill her. There we go. Good job.
And we find the exit towards Baldur's Gate. We then set up camp for the evening and finally get to see the city for the first time. But like every time we try to get a good night's rest, someone always seems to interrupt Drandy's beauty sleep.
Oh no. Who the hell are these people?
Some Gith come through a strange portal and mess us up, so we retreat into said portal, which leads us to the astral prison, where it's absolute chaos and our squid friend is trying his best to defend them off. So together we wipe out the remaining Gith, only to finally find out who the squid man actually was. Turns out he was the Emperor of Baldur's Gate and was kicked out by Gortash. And we also find out who the guy is being held hostage in this prison. He's the prince of the Gith, and the Emperor here has been using his powers to make sure we don't turn to calamari like him. He also gives us some fancy new tadpole, but instead of connecting with it like he suggested, Drandy decides to eat it, and now we have new dark powers for the battle ahead. With that, we head back to camp and journey into the outskirts of Baldur's Gate. And the first thing we come across is some wealthy asshole trying to kick out the refugees. So we help the situation by getting rid of his mercenaries.
Okay, all right. There's walking into the gates and we're already getting fucked up. This isn't good. Wow. Maybe we just use some sorcerer powers.
We then convince the homeowner to let the people stay and loot his house to find a whole bunch of fireworks for us to use later. We also uncover a plot of him putting explosive into teddy bears that he's giving to the refugees, so we quickly do some investigation and tell the nearby soldiers not to hand any out. We then head to the circus because why not have some fun before we most likely die, and the first thing we come across is Akabi the Djinn, and after failing to win, we get another dismembered hand for some reason. Drandy is really starting to have a collection here. We then meet the ringmaster behind the circus, trying to instruct some fellow skeletons to do some dancing. Drandy then has a nice chat with the dinosaur, and we go to watch Dribbles the clown, who Minthara is not a very big fan of.
Just give the word and I will kill the clown. We would be praised as heroes.
Drandy is then invited to go on stage. Turns out the clown is another cultist, so we put an end to this merry show.
Well, wasn't expecting that. All right, who we're gonna go for first? Can we break the cage? Let's get the raptor out. He's on our side, right? Hopefully, maybe. Be free, Crimson. Yep, knew that was gonna happen. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, no, that ain't great. You've got this. Radiant Smite. And go again. Oh, what the fuck is that? Alright, Hexblade. This guy, please. Good job.
And then we get asked to find the real clown, even if he's already dead and dismembered. So we go around the circus asking questions until we come across a weird tree lady who asks us a bunch of questions to see how well we know Karlach. Turns out it's Orin in disguise. Yeah, the crazy lady that we also need to kill. Great, so now she could be anyone at any time, and it's frightening. We then leave and explore a nearby church and come across a weird flying elephant thing that also is a really shitty detective detective. So we decide to do our own investigation on what happened here, and we stumble into a hidden passageway with some more cultists to kill. They're everywhere in this city.
Fine. Looks like we're murdering people now. Yeah, that'll do it. And maybe again. And they're dead. Sneak attack. Oh, it's more of these people. Oh. Yep. Oh, okay.
Continuing further, we stumble across some more people trying to smuggle stuff into the city. And instead of having a calm head about the situation, it turns into another bloody brawl.
And also that person. Oh, that's good. I hate this guy so much. And yep. Gambon. Who's that on her? Ooh, didn't like that. And then we get him to go down there to hold him in place. Done.
We then make camp for the night and have a very strange dream. Turns out we are the spawn of Baal and his next heir. And also Oren is a Baal spawn, but not related to us. Yeah, I don't know how this all works. The following morning, we then try to enter the city, but the guards are not that welcoming. So we make our own way around. And the first place we enter is the local brothel, because Drandy needs to fulfill some inner urgence. But we stumble across the wealthy guy from before and ask him about the exploding teddy bears. He then freaks out and tells us who's in charge of the scheme. Nearby, Voss is trying to make a deal with Raphael, but he has nothing to offer, so gets kicked out. Raphael once again tries to make a deal with us, and we still refuse. But he tells us he has the weapon that could help free the Gith Prince from inside the astral prison, because he might be the only way to save Baldur's Gate and all of Faerun if we do free him. So we think about the deal and leave him to his weird devil things. We then quickly talk to Voss and set a plan to break into the House of Hope, Raphael's house in hell, and steal the hammer for ourselves. We still need to find a way to get into the House of Hope though, without Raphael noticing with his demon army. So after all that speaking, Drandy needs some alone time. We then come across some vampire spawn. Turns out they're also Astarion's brother and sister. Drandy then stumbles into the wrong room, but good thing we did, because one of them turns into a mind flare. And after all that, we make our way to see Gortash's inauguration, the other guy we need to kill. Turns out he wants to team up to kill Aram because she's also trying to kill him. We make a truce for now, but once we are a bit more prepared, I'm taking his head and giving it to Karlach. As we set up camp in the city, Mazora shows up with some very sexy friends, but this time she wants to renew her contract with Will to keep his father alive. It's a whole life for a life thing. Bad news is Mazora is now going to stay at our camp, so to make Karlach happy, we go out on a date. After having a wonderful night together, we make our way to the lower city to find the Emperor's old secret hideout. Dealing with a massive rat problem and some Githyanki scum, we find very good loot and some fancy armor the Emperor once left behind. After escaping through the sewers, we run into Oren again, pretending to be a little girl and definitely giving me annoying little sister vibes. Trying to find our way out of this maze, we stumble across a lady trying to find her daughter, but the local cops don't do anything about it because they got brain worms or something's going on. So we take the matter into our own hands and do some further investigation into the murders happening around town, where we stumble onto the lady who's in charge of the investigation. We decide to help her out. She seems nice, and we will tell her more information if we find anything else. Walking around town trying to find the potential next victim, we get rudely attacked by another cultist of Baal guy.
I got a little assassin bitch. Ah, god damn it. Let me off this one. He is now a sheep. Attack. And then attack him. You're normal. There we go. Good job.
Soon after, we find a guy buried alive, and also where Karlach's parents are buried. We then go to some fancy wizard shop where the guy in charge wants the night song. And after exploding some books, we make our way to talk with the wizard, only for nothing to happen because he's pissed off we didn't bring the night song. Anyway, we move on to try and find the Boulder Bombers. See what I did there? Only for them to be not welcoming of us stealing all of their shit.
Oh, shit. I just realized there's smoke powder everywhere upstairs. Oh, well, that got him.
We then quickly tell the night song about the wizard looking for her because it could turn into another Thorm situation, which we don't want to happen again. We then explore some abandoned buildings where we come across a dead guy like Withers who knows more about the necromancy of Thay, the weird undead book Drandy's been carrying around this entire time. He tells us we need to find the codex to learn new spells and shit, and the place where the codex is the weird wizard place. So we go back, try to convince the lady to get us the codex, but that doesn't work, so I go and try to talk to her boss. He gets a bit upset he can't use the night song to get immortality, so he decides to turn the entire building into a bloody combat zone.
Oh, fuck, they can do that? Shit. Shit. Quite a bit. Yes. This is not gonna go as well as I planned. Ah, fuck. Well, he's dead.
After dealing with him and his elemental summons, we head downstairs to get the codex needed for the Necrocomicon. But his workers aren't happy about us stealing things and also killing their boss. After dealing with them, we find a book that opens a portal and takes us to his secret stash full of prized possessions. We then get lost and confused in the puzzles and fucking annoying magician shit. We finally find the codex and return back to camp, only for Vlaakith to turn up, but we don't trust her and don't really give a fuck on what she wants. So we go to sleep only to be awakened by the squid man trying to hit on us. I tell him I'm not really into hentai and try to read the Necromancy of Thay. And on our final roll, we learn our new spell to summon a whole bunch of little ghoul guys, my gabagools. We then find another person murdered by the cultists nearby and another body part of Dribbles the clown. I then get distracted by a building that is also a boat, and inside is a pirate lady that knows about the missing girl. Turns out it's none other than Auntie Ethel herself, still alive, and she also ate the girl. Bit weird. So after dealing with her bodyguard gnomes that are always OP, I come across a really strange house with people also trying to kill the hag. Turns out the wife we saved from Ethel made this group to find and kill the old hag, but at the moment she's a sheep and can't do much, so we fix her problem with some lightning, and turns out one of them is a traitor. So, Marina got her shit together since we've seen her last and now knows how to kill Auntie Ethel for good. And thank fuck, because that old hag was starting to become really annoying. But I don't have the stuff to make Hag's Bane right now and have no idea where to get it. So we decide to leave and come across some more cultists again, about to kill another guy who just wanted to shave. We set everything on fire and put an end to one of our many cultist problems. We then find the House of Grief, where things seem a little bit off, but they want us to try what they're selling and we get into their secret chambers. So these are the crazy Shah people Shadowheart was a part of, and they also still have her parents. We talk to the lady in charge as she tries to get Shadowheart back to their cult, but we're all wanting a fight with these cultists for a while, so let's kick some Shah butt.
Woo! Wapow! Yeah, get wrecked. That's for the better good. Oh shit. What the fuck was that? Please. Will this work though? It worked. Fuck you.
We may have been outnumbered, but it was a hard-fought victory. Shadowheart lets Drandy finish off the lady in charge. After failing multiple times to get another door open, we find her parents. Lady Shah turns up and tells us the only way to get rid of Shadowheart's curse is for her parents to die. Well, that wasn't the happy ending I was expecting, but at least she got to say a goodbye. So we look into some weird mirror and go around and steal all their shit, only for us to be greeted into battle by the people upstairs. We then kill some more Baldur's Baal worshippers in a nearby park and come across an old store called the Devil's Fee. Turns out this lady knows who we are and a whole bunch of things. At one point, we were buddies with Gortash and stole the crown that currently controls the Elder Brain, and she also can help us getting into the House of Hope. But I don't feel like fighting the hardest boss in all the game right now, so we head over to Astarion's old house to kill Cazador. We then meet Gardy, a fellow skeleton that took care of Astarion, well, more like just barely living, and once we tell him we're going to kill Cazador, he gets a little bit upset. We find the ring and the words to open the doors, and it turns out Cazador has some werewolf bodyguards. But they didn't last long, and then we find an elevator that takes us down to Cazador's lair, where we come across the skull of the vampire who once turned Cazador, and the scroll of the ritual Cazador is about to finish. But before we get into the fight, we find some prisoners that were captured by Astarion and now all have become vampire thralls. We then go into the ritual room, and the first thing we do is throw a barrel of fireworks at Cazador, followed by some fire. It has no effect. So now we have to do this the hard way.
A simple task.
Shit. Oh, where did he go? Ah. Get cooking.
We throw everything we had at him with little effect until Drandy comes in and uses lightning like Palpatine and blasts him off the edge. But that's not the real him. He's still in the coffin. So instead of Astarion taking over his power, he brutally murders him. Now all the vampires are free to do what they want. Just hopefully they don't go around murdering everyone in Baldur's Gate. We make our way to the Blushing Mermaid with Hag's Bane in hand to put an end to this awful creature.
Give it a try.
Yes.
It did work. Yay. That is also disgusting.
Well, after watching that disgusting scene, we can now kill her for good.
What is going on?
Now it was off to find Will's dad, and hopefully he can help us put an end to Gortash. We come across a warehouse at the docks filled with some wargs and a secret door leading us towards a submarine. So we convince the guy to take us down to the prison where Duke Ravengard is being held, and to be honest, I was not expecting there to be a submarine in this game, but it was pretty cool to see. But Gortash finds out what we're doing and sets off explosions in the prison. So now we only have a small amount of time to rescue the Duke, save as many people as we can, and hopefully none of us die in the process. Unfortunately, while everything is exploding, we also need to face an unending horde of weird fishmen. Thankfully, Will and Drandy get the Duke, and some other people make their way back to the ship, and in the final moments, we make our close escape, only for the Duke to call his son ugly.
Gods, it pains me to look at you.
Maybe we should have left him down there. Anyway, we make camp and the Duke joins us, where he finally praises Will for all his hard work and thanks Drandy. But the biggest bit of information we obtain from the Duke is that there is a dragon somewhere deep underneath Baldur's Gate that may help us in our final fight against the Absolute. With that, we head down into the sewers to see if we can find this long lost dragon, only to be met by more cultists. We then end up getting lost and coming out the wrong entrance, but we end up finding Volo, and this time he's tied up to some exploding barrels, and now we have to save him again.
There.
He runs away from us, but we get some more explosive barrels, so win-win. We then stumble across a temple of hot mermaid women who are holding a funeral. We then follow one of them into a dark cave, and I think they're doing some shady business because they didn't like us being there. Turns out this is where they've been keeping all their gold stashed away, so I steal it and have to kill some other fish freaks. But while we're also at the docks, I want to try and rescue the people who have been making Gortash's steel army, and hopefully find a way to stop them. Unfortunately though, my team is not the best at stealth, and these guards were some of the hardest enemies we had faced yet.
It's now the battle. Ah, shit. Yep.
Look what we have here.
Shit. Ouch. Let's just start attacking this.
So I kind of gave up trying to protect the people and just wanted our party to survive. By some miracle, we did, and we got Astarion to sneak into an even more guarded area and managed to blow the entire factory up, and now we have no more steel watchers to deal with. And then Mizora uses her devil powers on Drandy that we definitely struggled against, and Drandy does what Drandy does best. But now with the steel watchers out of the way, we can hunt down and put an end to Gortash, and hopefully get back into Karlach's good graces. So we make our march to Worm's Rock Fortress, killing anyone that comes across us. After going through room after room of never-ending enemies, we finally find him. But I thought we could be a little bit cheeky and try and kill him with explosives, but it didn't go quite according to plan. Whee! Oh, okay. Trying to survive from a failed explosion job, the entire party was forced to join the fight, so we take care of his security while also trying not to get one hit killed by Gortash himself.
Good job. Nice. Oh crap. What the hell is that? Nice.
With everyone on their last legs, we put an end to Gortash, and thankfully, we only had to resurrect Lysel. Now that Gortash is dead, Karlach has her revenge, but is still super depressed she is going to die. Thankfully, we still have time to figure out how to save her, because we still need to put an end to the Absolute. But now, Drandy is going to be looking sexy in his new gear he stole from Gortash. So remember when Will's dad told us about a dragon that used to protect Baldur's Gate in its time of need? Yeah, turns out it's somewhere underneath the fortress. So we head down to see what we can find. Turns out it's very easy to find, but along the way we need to complete some puzzles made by Baldur himself. The first one was the Chamber of Courage, where we just had to fight some specters. The second is to find a good leader or something. I just picked a random guy. The third was to win a game of chess, and the final one is telling a story with some old pictures. And with that, the doors open for us and we get to meet this once great dragon.
Yeah. No. I still live. Yep, so it's an illusion. He's still alive. He's just been hibernating. Why is it like restoring him when it was already restored? I am disturbed by this. I like the eye though. Actually, that's what we were kind of thinking for the skeleton character, is to have like a glowing blue eye. Okay, it's a lightning dragon.
Floods your mind and memory in a great torrent of power. He is with you. He is within you. He is you.
What?
So it turns out the squid guy we've been calling Emperor is none other than Baldur, the guy who made the city. And he was once best friends with the dragon before killing him. So the dragon isn't happy about all that, so it decides to make us his next meal. And he hits hard. We take slash after slash and so many lightning bolts, nearly wiping out the entire party.
Reckless attack. Tenacity, come on. Shit!
But by some miracle, we survive, and Astarion gets the last hit and saves the day. So Squidward tells us exactly what happened and how he built Baldur's Gate, and we take a group picture with the dead dragon. We then set our sights onto the House of Hope to steal the hammer and release the Gift Prince, and fingers crossed he's on our side. But first we need to do all the ritual stuff. And just like that, we head to Avernus, and hopefully Raphael hasn't noticed. We then meet Hope, the entity driven mad for serving Raphael, and is also the house. I'm not really sure how that works. So we look around and head outside to hopefully find some secrets, only to discover a demon looking like Raphael but wearing a very kinky outfit. Anyway, we kick his skimpy butt and some imps and find Hope before heading into the archive room. We pretend to be a High Inquisitor, here to confiscate some artifacts. He goes on about some document stuff that I can't be bothered signing, so I quickly leave and break into a nearby vault that gives us a real helmet. And with Drandy's newfound confidence, we we go back and steal the hammer and everything we can get our hands on. So all we have to do is find Hope and get the fuck out of here. Should be easy, right? As soon as we leave the archive, a giant flaming ball starts hunting us down, and now his servants also explode if we go near it. We get everyone to the other side of the house so we can set Hope free. We may all be on fire, but at least Raphael isn't here yet. So we make it to the prison where Hope is being drained of her powers and guarded by some imps and 2 specters that can turn us into stone. I send Will to try and be stealthy, but that doesn't work the way we wanted it to. So Will and Mathara, while everyone's distracted, destroy the crystals holding Hope, and now we have a new ally. We then take care of the specters and imps only to find our way back outside, and now we need to kill a giant hellball. So now with Hope at our side, we can get the fuck on out of this place before Raphael ends our lives. We then make our way back to the portal only to be greeted by Raphael. He's a bit pissed off about this entire situation, but we knew this was coming. Drandy wouldn't bow to some devil, so we get Yerga to join our side and the battle begins. But this has to be probably the coolest fight in the game. The man even sings his own theme song.
Hell, hell, hell has its laws.
Oh, he's actually singing? So he may be the hardest enemy in the game and has a whole bunch of devils to support him. But I have something even better, Karlach, and she has a whole bunch of explosives ready to use on this red son of a bitch once Will can hold him down. Did that kill him? Did we kill the devil?
Ah, shit, he's still alive.
Well, at least it took half his health down. Now we just have to do it old school. Thankfully, all his devil buddies are dead. Now it's just him versus all of us. Anyway, we get everyone to surround him, and after attack, we get the final hit and kill the bastard. Now Hope is free, and instead of coming with us, she decides to stay. Odd choice, but at least we have a vacation home in Avernus. And Yerga also survived, and he said he would join us in the final battle. So we head back to Baldur's Gate because we still have to deal with the Baal cultists and Orin. So we end up meeting Savok, a man who once failed becoming the spawn of Baal and is also Orin's grandfather or something like that. It all seems a little bit Games of Thronesy to me. But he wants us to become the next inheritor of Baal's power and gets us to kill an innocent victim. Turns out it's the weird small elephant detective guy, so I make quick work of them because they were kind of an asshole. Drandy then bathes in some blood and we get some new powers. Only to stab Savok in the back and murder everyone here, just like a true Baal spawn. While we are deep underground, we go and find Voss and tell him we have the hammer to free the prince. But the squid man ain't too happy about this, and now we have to figure out another way to get into the astral prison. But before all that, we still have to deal with Orin and get her mind stone and claim my birthright as the Baal spawn. So we head back through the city, Karlach runs into an old friend, and we head back down into the sewers to go murder Orin. But along the way, her cultists are still trying to kill us, and we also find the Guardians of Faerun, the real heroes of this story, but they're all dead. I'm sure this fight with Orin should be easy. We're Drandy Drowman after all. Our favorite murder butler is there to welcome us with open arms. We then make our way to Orin, who's about to murder the stray kid we've been taking care of, so it turns out it's going to be a 1v1 duel to the death. So now Drandy gets to find out if he really is the greatest sorcerer of all time, or literally die trying.
Oh no. What the actual fuck is going on? Oh, game broke. Nope. Okay. Now she's a monster. It's like aliens. Shit. Go! Withering cuts. Spider buddy. Oh.
Turns out she's kind of weak when you know the right spells. But unfortunately, this is not the end of Baal. And just like that, Drandy Drowman dies. Well, good thing we have Withers in our party. And now we are free from Baal and have risen to be a true hero to protect Baldur's Gate. Oh, and we also take her Netherstone only for the Squid Emperor to rock up. So now with all the mystic gems that your auntie collects in hand, we can now take command of the Elder Brain and destroy Faerun. Joking, Drandy is a reborn man and ready to save the world. After a short little boat ride and some splunking, we come across a hive of brains. With stones in hand, we try to control the giant brain and get transported into its realm. Turns out everything we have done since the beginning of the game has been by its design. So I try to take control, fail, and now all of Baldur's Gate turns into a war zone. Good thing Squidward saves us again, but we still refuse to join his side, so this motherfucker decides to join the enemy. After all that, we then free the prince. Turns out he's a pretty cool dude, but the only way for us to defeat the Netherbrain is to become an illithid or someone in our party too. But he's a champ about it and takes one for the team. With that, we head back into the chaos at Baldur's Gate. Thankfully, many of our friends that we've met along that journey survived the attack, and now we have a small army to fight against the Netherbrain, including the baby owlbear now wearing some adorable armor. And thus begins our final fight to save Baldur's Gate and all of Faerun from being turned into illithid squid people. We charge through the city, killing as many illithid as we can. We then make it to the tower to reach the Netherbrain, but they don't make it easy on us, and now they have ships firing mortars at us while we still need to fight more squids. Thankfully, we can also summon in the owlbear to wreck house, and slowly we make it to the top of the tower. And so we start our slow climb up the Netherbrain, only to be greeted by none other than the Emperor himself with another fucking dragon to fight. And we also have a limited amount of time to get the crown. So Drandy heads straight into the fight while letting our allies deal with the dragon and the Emperor.
Hit that fucking dragon. Far realms. Oh, get wrecked. Ah. Oh, where's he going? Oh. Oh no, Orpheus. Oh. Well, now the dragon's moved.
As the fight continues, we manage to put an end to the Emperor, but still have the dragon to deal with. And in the final turn, the prince manages to make it into the Netherbrain. Now it's a rush to get everyone into the realm and destroy it in less than 4 turns.
Albert! Oh, it's dead. Go, 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 go. Fly!
With everyone now here, we can finally put an end to the Netherbrain. But we didn't realize the platforms disappear. So Will finally comes in clutch for the first time in this entire game and gets the final hit on the Netherbrain. And then Drandy remembers he's the main character of this story, and with the help of Orpheus, we save the day and command the brain to kill itself.
Because we're on top of it.
Nightmares and the screams of legions upon legions of unborn illithids.
And the one in our brain as well, probably gonna like die. I got a massive headache.
The pain rips through you, obliterating all thought, all feeling. Your tadpole burns in your brain.
Grab the crown, man.
Silence. Free of urge and worm, your brain is battered and bruised. But it is yours. Yours at last.
We did it! No more worms! Oh, it still might die though. Game's freaking out. It's like, oh, you actually did it. But Will, oh my gosh, he just fucking like smashed it into oblivion. Will came in clutch. Definitely in the final act, he was good. He was the real hero of the story. I was there. I assisted him. I still don't know why he took so much damage. But that's the Hexblade for you. Hexblade Warlock. Oh, it's gonna land in the water. Move out of the way, fisherman. Jump! Oh, we did it. That's it. It's all gold now. No more worms.
And just like that, it's over. We have put an end to the absolute and saved the day. And also no longer have a parasite eating our brain. And in our final moments after saving the day, the prince wants us to kill him because he's a illithid. I refuse. Lizelle ends up becoming the new leader of her people. Astarion is back to being a normal vampire and can no longer stay out in the sun. And Karlach's time has come to an end.
No! We'll go to Avernus together.
Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough.
Oh no. Of course we have to get the bad ending.
I love you. You more than anything. I saw. Oh God! Goodbye, son. Goodbye, sea. Goodbye.
But instead of letting her die, Will convinces her to join him and Drandy in Avernus where we can still be together and have new adventures.
Oh, now we're in hell. It wasn't that bad when we were here for a little
soldier,
bit. We can go see Hope.
thought I was done with these.
Cigars? What?
But then,
The smoky in hell? This is the most badass thing ever. Oh yeah. Having a stogie in hell.
imps are fast but careless. Don't let them tire you out. Just get rid of them. And don't forget, you asked for this.
Alright, let's kick some ass.
And this time, I'm not alone.
Yeah! This is how Drowman became the Doomslayer.
6 months later, the party reunites once more, and we get to see what everyone has been up to while we've been in hell. Scratch is still the best boy, Shadowheart's been traveling and met some imp called Bing Bong, Lysel is trying to kill Blacketh and still being Lysel, Minthara is being a total introvert, Astarion has become a venturer and still murdering people but only on the job, Will is still serving Mizora but only killing the bad people, and now has a good relationship with his dad. Volo is making money off Drandy's journey, Karlak is having the best night of her life, and Shovel is as weird as ever.
Feeling so right. Never summon Shovel, never feed Shovel, now call Shovel.
And then Withers gives us a final farewell speech. And one day, Drandy Drowman and our party of weird and wonderful people may be needed again to save the day.